Okay, I got a few little difficulties I'm dealing with tonight. Never mind. Okay, I just wanted to just have a quick little video just to just demonstrate what I was talking about. I just put up a post in about from it's an idea from my space in mechanics theorem about the atomic envelope, and people might be wondering what it is. I think somebody's already made a copy of the idea and trying to run with it. But let's say there's the atomic envelope like that of the atom. It goes through a delta, and then what will happen is obviously that the envelope will change shape, and either electrons and or photons come out of the actual atom, and the resultant of that will be light and heat, and that sort of thing. So you'll notice actually in a lot of elements that can actually happen if you strike the actual elements against a hard surface. You can create flames from it, and I was just reminded me of the space energy mechanics theorem and the atomic envelope deltas that can take place. I've not actually thought about the atomic envelope deltas for quite some time actually, so maybe I should start thinking about that again. I'm considering so many things all at the same time. So I hope you forgive me. And if people are like thinking, "Hey, that's a great idea," well, fine. Okay, great. You please develop. But yeah. So that's basically the idea that you got the atom, right? And it's got an atomic envelope, right? Where is it? There, like that. Okay. And the atomic envelope goes through a space granular delta, resulting in a smaller or a config change of the atom, and stuff comes out, electrons and photons. Okay, so and the resultant of that can be either a chemical reaction or fire, light, heat, and as I say, that sort of stuff. So that's all part of what I call me space energy mechanics. It's just that I know space energy mechanics is so hot, dude. People are just like red hot on it, right? They really are. And it's like, so if you want to develop the idea on that, please do so. The scientists are out there amongst you, want to develop. That's great. Okay. I've got so many stuff that I'm dealing with at the moment that I've not had time. Apologies, to actually develop the ideas. So because I got so much on my plate, dude. So I hope you'll all forgive me for that. And as I say, I also put a little post up there which got a positive reaction. That basically science should be for everybody. Universe made all the elements. It made all the whole Earth. It made life. It made everything, everybody. And so as a result, science should be for everybody, not just the elite, not just the educated, not just the wealthy, but it should be for everybody. I completely, absolutely believe that. Completely. That as we are the product of the universe, then it's our responsibility as humans to get to know the universe intimately and to know what it can do and the stuff that it's made. Well, it's produced a whole bunch of stuff, all these different elements, and we've got to come to understand and appreciate what they are. Science and industry and commerce have already done so, and they produce a whole bunch of products and stuff. But as humans that may not be in that field, or even if we are in that field, it's good for us to review and understand and get to have more knowledge. And I think we really do appreciate a lot of the stuff that people put out there, so that people can educate themselves online on the internet, so that we can have an association with what the universe has made. So this is a great cooperative effort by humanity. And everybody's invited to the table, dude. So don't think it's like, this is mine and I'm claiming it. I don't like that sort of thing. It's like, if you come up with stuff, great. But it's like we should be learning off each other, which we do and everything. So I'm not sort of, I'm all right with it, really. But it's like, I just want you to know, that I've done a little bit of work on this before, and it's part of an old theory that I've worked on. It's probably brand freaking new to you, a lot of you, but a lot of people, But it's kind of old, and the idea that the atomic envelope changes and deltas, we're trying to understand. You see, one of the things that I've really really hot on is trying to understand the atom, and the idea that the atom and what it is. It's an old idea. The atom itself is quite an old idea. It goes all the way back to quite ancient times, and so mankind has been trying to understand the atom for a long time. It's quite a great problem to get involved in, trying to define what an atom is. You know, I've defined it as a grouping of space granules, and that all the phenomena that we observe is basically as a direct consequence of the change in those space granules, right? So that's what that's my particular theory, and I think a lot of people actually accept the idea. A lot of scientists accept the idea of the space granular mechanics theorem, space inner mechanics as I call it, and so it's very, very hot, very interesting idea. But the standard model in the scientific community and they've got their channels, they've got their way of doing things. So that has to be respected. So fair enough. But we're doing some really cutting edge theoretical, philosophical deliberations, and I think with this philosophical, theoretical deliberations, we're making progress, right? And it's like everything else. It's like when man, we come up with theories and ideas, and then later on, man develops the technology to be able to confirm or deny, or ideas. Just as another little point as well, just talking about Einstein, I don't want people to get the wrong idea that I want to supersede Einstein. I see it as a progression. So from Newton, Einstein, and myself, it's a case of a progression of idea, and each one has augmented that which has gone previous to it. So I'm not overtaking Einstein. I'm not saying I'm doing away with Einstein. I'm saying I augment it and explain the reasons for the curvature. Because Einstein said that the reason for gravity was basically it's the curvature of space. Well, I'm saying the reason for the curvature is because the motion of the space granules. So I'm putting a little bit in myself, right? So Newton, Einstein, and myself, we've put all little bits together, and we've come up with this coherent theory that explains all the phenomena, right? So it's a progression of ideas. So there are people out there who want to get rid of Einstein, who want to dispose of him, right? And they want to get rid of general relativity and special relativity. And I think they're freaking crazy for thinking like that, right? I have never been of the opinion that Einstein needs to be removed and debunked, all right? I'm of the opinion that Einstein needs to be augmented. All right. So that means that yes, we can exceed the speed of light. That's one particular point. The geometry of the space-time, as Einstein puts it, I call it space energy, has to be extended in our understanding, and so the explanation for the curvature comes about, as I said, under SEM, as the motion of the space granules themselves. Okay, that's really what it comes from, and the reason for that is because matter is renewing itself. So as the matter needs to be renewed, the space granules are coming in and producing the curvature of the space, which is what we call as gravity. So I just wanted to make that little caveat to people, just to understand, because I do know that there are people out there that are actually absolutely against Einstein because he's Jewish. Basically, just simple as that, because he's a Jewish man, and well, they don't like the Jews. Right, I had a very close association with the Jewish people in New York, and I really do like the Jews a lot. I like other religions as well. I do like the Muslims, and I do like the Hindus. The Muslims get a very bad press, very bad name, which is unfortunate. It's a byproduct of the system, and unfortunately, as I said, I think that because the variable nature of people and the phenomena, they have a tendency to take on board characteristics of others' characteristics, and so they could be the kicking board, if you like. Islam could be the kicking board for other people, right? Which isn't really fair, and as a consequence, and some aberration within something results in some activities that take place, and they're the ones that end up getting kicked in the nuts for it, right? Which is unfair. But this is not a video talking to to support or defend any particular religion or religions. It's more of a science. It's a science video that I'm putting forth here. And as I say, when you're thinking about think tanks and trying to come up with new ideas and new theories and stuff, it's a beautiful thing that we're involved in. Okay. So it's something that everybody can get involved in. Anyone can come up with a theory and idea as to how stuff works, because really, at the end of the day, science really doesn't know how stuff works. Okay, so this is part of what I see as the responsibility of man during this phase of our existence, this century, is to work precisely out what to figure out exactly how the universe actually does it, because a lot of science is quite descriptive. If you put this with this, the end result is that. We don't really know why, but that's the way it is. Okay, a lot of science is like that. Right. So it's the effort during the 21st century to understand really the reasons why all of this takes place, the absolute mechanism by which means the universe does its stuff. Okay, so as I say, I just wanted to put a quick video together for people to understand and appreciate that. There's a lot of tremendous work that's being done around the world, and it's encouraging to see people getting into science. We need more and more people in science and engineering, we really do. And if you can study, as I say, I just encourage the kids to go to university, go to college, get their A levels, and then go on to university, do some sciencey stuff, dude, or do whatever you're talented at, right? But mankind has a responsibility to himself, as I was saying in a previous post on Facebook there, to really come to understand the universe, because the universe made everything, right? So we've got a responsibility to come to understand the universe. It's like if somebody gave you a great gift and it's like, oh, you'd want to know and appreciate that gift, wouldn't you? Well, that's what the universe has done for us. So it's nice to be able to show appreciation to the universe by studying the things it's made and getting into science and enjoying the adventure that's just which science is. It's a great, and the thing is, there's a lot of things that you gotta. So many environments and stuff that as a scientist you gotta get. Oh crikey, there's all sorts of stuff and situations you can get yourself involved in, and a great variety of different places and locations and environments and stuff. So science is just a really great thing to get into. I love the arts and everything, of course. I love music, I love art and stuff. That's all beautiful and everything. But I think I really do. The passion is really the science and the engineering and technology. Leonardo had to make the transition from the artist and the artiste to the scientist, and he realised pretty early on that was the way to proceed. And a lot of us, our great hero is Leonardo da Vinci, and many of the great scientists that have came since. So it's our responsibility to learn about the universe. We've got many great examples. We've got a few great examples. Really, really great examples. And so, and I think, a lot of the kids today, they realise and appreciate that, so 10 out of 10 to everyone, and keep on going. And if I have a brain fart every now and again, I ask you to forgive me. It's learning how to deal with brain farts, right? We're just going to, all sorts of brain error phenomena are just going to classify as brain farts, all right? So it's learning how to deal with the brain farts, right? So it's all a learning process and everything, and man's been carrying on for thousands of years. This is the beginning of the 21st century, so we've still got a lot to do. We've made a lot of progress. There's still tremendous amount to achieve. So all I can say is just please forgive me if I have a brain fault every now and again. Right, okay, that's all I wanted to say. So thanks very much, everyone, and I've been myself, Ian Anthony Moss. Thank you very much, and good night. You thought I was going then, didn't you? Nah. Okay, right. Right, I'm going to check to see this video, what it's like, and then I'll put up on Facebook. Okay, bye.